In this episode, we're going to be talking about what you can be doing as a high school baseball player today to start working towards your dreams of becoming a college baseball player, earning that college scholarship, that commitment. It's going to be a dream come true. So let's get started. So the most important thing that you need to be doing right now is setting clear goals. I teach my students inside my academy to create SMART goals. And this is a way to make sure that we're making sure that our goals are aligned with what we're basically trying to achieve. They have to be, of course, measurable and attainable and time bound. So a lot of things that general goal setting is going to be huge for you, just to make sure that you have a vision. Without a vision, you really don't know where you're trying to go. Does that make sense? So a lot of people make sure that, you're including the development of your skills included into where you're trying to go, right? If you just have generalized goals like I want to play professional baseball, but you have no steps to actually get there, that's going to be really challenging for you. So having those steps, clear cut steps to achieve those dreams and those goals will help you out a ton. Back in my day, I didn't really do that clear set goal setting for myself, but I knew that there were steps part of the process to be able to achieve the dreams that I wanted for myself. Things like running a quicker 60-yard dash time. I knew that was going to keep my dream alive of playing a position at the college level, which is what I was able to do. I was able to play third base. I think I had 2 games that I started at shortstop. And if you looked at my 60-yard dash time my freshman year of high school, it was legitimately like a 9.6 second 60. It was terrible. I was extremely slow. So the number 2 step that you can do right now is basically just commit to consistent training. That's it. Just stay consistent on whatever training regimen you're on currently today. That's going to be one of the most important things that you can do literally today to jumpstart that process of playing college baseball. You have to dedicate time each and every day. You have to have that routine, and to be able to build out that routine right now today is something that you can set a goal for yourself. Whether you're listening to this in the morning, the afternoon, the night, you can create some goals and some action steps to really create that process to start committing to consistent training. Obviously, you want to do training that's going to be relatable to the game of baseball. You want to be able to improve your baseball skills, and you also have to understand where you're currently at. To be able to self-analyze is one of the first things that I do with my students inside my academy. You really have to focus on the areas that you need improvement on. And if you're not able to self-analyze or self-reflect, good luck. You have to be able to have those skills, guys. If you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're Mike Trout 2.0, good luck, because you have to be real with yourself, right? You can't be telling yourself lies. You have to stay true to your word when you do tell yourself you're going to commit to consistent training. One of the most important things, guys, I know it's kind of a repetitive topic you've probably heard so many times, whether you're a high school baseball player listening to this podcast right now, or if you're a parent, you've probably told your player this once, twice, a million times. You can't forget about the academic side of things. You simply don't want to be in a position where you're a talented enough baseball player to play in college, but the one thing that's holding you back are your grades. Guys, your grades are a reflection of what you're able to do, right? Who you are, your responsibilities, and how responsible you are. It just shows in a very simple way, with your GPA on how good of a person you are, how responsible you are. And that's just like a very standardized measuring stick for these college coaches, right? You don't want to have a terrible GPA. I'm not going to go too much into detail on that, but college coaches care about it. To be able to earn a baseball scholarship, take care of your grades, guys. I studied aerospace engineering in college at North Carolina State University on the Centennial campus, and I loved it. I love planes. It just was a passion of mine to be able to be learning about something that I'm curious about. And obviously, I needed to have good grades, not only to get into NC State University, but also to get into their very competitive aerospace engineering program as well. So guys, make sure you have a head on your shoulders. Make sure you're not just going with the flow, doing what everyone else wants to do, which is partying and not getting good grades and maybe skipping class, right? take care of your grades, guys. I don't want to talk about that too much, but step number 4 in these 10 steps that you could be doing right now to further develop your baseball career is finding some coaching and some guidance, right? So I'm pretty sure you guys, if you guys are playing baseball right now, you definitely have a coach. You might not necessarily have a mentor or someone to guide you through this baseball journey of yours. So it's really important that you reach out to people that have been in the places that you want to go, right? If you're a high school baseball player, you probably want to play in college. More than likely, that's the goal. If you're a college baseball player listening to this, you probably want to play in professional. And to be honest with you, this acceptance of guidance and coaching and instruction, this is something that is very prevalent at every level of the game, guys. So if I'm a professional baseball player, no, I do not have anything figured out. And I want to reach out to the guys that are around me, like Yadier Molina, and ask him some questions and learn from him, because he's obviously been doing it for a long time. And guess what? Being able to be around guys like Yadi, it's very, very obvious that those guys are in a constant state of learning. So they're learning from their peers. I know Yadi was pretty upset when Red basically passed away, and he was someone that was able to learn through his experiences. So guys, doesn't matter what level you're at in your baseball career, make sure that you're open to the idea of coaching and learning from the people that have played longer than you, coached longer than you. Obviously being respectful of that, transfer of information. Guys, coaching, I'm starting to kind of understand it right now because I'm in kind of a limbo in my career, but for the most part, coaching is that transfer of information between experience and inexperience, right? So to be able to try sharing that with someone, I think is huge, and just to understand that dynamic, right? So moving on, the 5th thing that we can start doing is participating in some showcases and tournaments. So this is a good topic because I know a lot of people are interested in, hey, should my son go attend this Perfect Game showcase? Is he ready in 7th grade to do a showcase? And to be honest with you, 7th grade is way too young. So I'll hit on this real quick. Guys, it's important to attend these higher level showcases when you are ready to show the world what you're made of. And this is after you've developed out your skills and you know that you have the capabilities to play in college baseball, right? So if you are an uncommitted, let's say sophomore or junior, yes, it is a very, very important time for you to start attending these showcases. I think it's always important to attend, high level travel ball tournaments, whether that's Perfect Game, PBR. There's a ton of different companies and brands out there that offer these tournaments. I'd say the most important time in your baseball career to attend these tournaments are probably somewhere around freshman and sophomore year, and to continue out until probably you've finished out your travel ball career. Really, if you're a competitive baseball player, your travel ball baseball season should be concluding in Jupiter, Florida, at the WBA. That is one of the most prestigious events where a lot of pro scouts and college scouts attend. And a lot of these guys, like for me, I was a pitcher on FTB. It was actually the Cardinals scout team, which was pretty cool that I was able to get drafted by the Cardinals. But we wore our Cardinal jerseys. We were one of the most talented FTB teams, according to Jared Goodwin, who's with Perfect Game now. But we didn't make it out of pool play. And I remember pitching that game. Unfortunately, we just, couldn't hold on to a lead. Didn't make it out of pool play. One of the most talented FTB teams. We have probably over 10 guys from that team that are in the show currently, or, have had some experience in the MLB, which is insane. One of the most talented teams by far. So guys, as far as attending showcases, attending Perfect Game tournaments, things like that, make sure that you're being aware of what's going on around you, and especially what's going on within you, right? If you haven't fully developed yet and it's your sophomore year, there's no need to attend these Perfect Game showcases. I think the first Perfect Game showcase that I attended was in between my sophomore and junior year. And this was a good eye-opening experience on what kind of talent is around me. So keep that in mind. Guys, this is something that you can do right now. Number 6, you can create a highlight video today. You can create a 30-second, and I want to stress, 30-second highlight video today to start emailing these college coaches, just to have maybe, if you're not emailing, or if you're not prepared to email these college coaches, keep this highlight video in your back pocket. Trust me, guys. Trust me. If you create, if you, let's say, take an hour out of your day today and start creating that highlight video, you will thank yourself, because there will be a time that you're reaching out to these college coaches and you wish you made that highlight video. And instead, now you're rushing, now you're trying to do two different tasks, and that's just going to be a lot more challenging for you. So keep that in mind, all right? So step number 6, create a highlight video of some of your best plays, your best moments, because that's what's going to overall give these college coaches an impression on what you bring to the table. All right, so that kind of leads us right into step number 7. This is mostly guided to like high school sophomores and juniors. Maybe you've just finished up your high school baseball season, your sophomore year. This is when you can start reaching out to college coaches, and hopefully you will get on their radar. So it is important that you have to take the initiative, guys. Don't expect them to find you. You can find them. They can get, curious about what you might bring else to the table, and then they might watch you play one time. And then if they like what they see, or maybe they're indifferent, maybe they'll watch another time to try painting the picture of what kind of baseball player you are. If you perform extremely well, this is important, guys. If you play extremely well in front of one of those college coaches, expect a baseball scholarship to be coming your way in the near future, right? Because they know that you have the talent. Now it's all about just doing it consistently. So if they come to watch you play a second or third or fourth time, just keep doing what you're doing, because this is when the lights are shining a little bit brighter. And it's important that you understand that this is the moment. The time is now to perform and to get the job done. All right. So step number 8 is to stay in shape and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Right. So making sure that you're taking care of nutrition, you're hydrating properly, you're going to the gym, you're doing cardio. There's many different aspects of just overall staying in shape, right? But for the most part, I don't want to see you guys, not doing anything, right? You have to be working towards the goal, working towards the dream. And guess what? There are layers to that. You can't just go play baseball, right? You have to prepare in the gym. You have to prepare in the training room. You have to prepare for practice. You have to do your own practice on yourself, right? So you don't just show up to the game. There's so many different layers that go into it, and it's very important for you guys to understand it. So understand, you have to start putting yourself out there. You have to start working towards the dreams you're setting out and the goals that we're setting out in step number 1. So step number 9 is really just to be proactive in this whole recruiting process. Keep track of the important deadlines and dates that you are eligible. I know it's your junior year per the NCAA rules that you are actually able to communicate with these college coaches, meaning you can send anyone an email as far as a college coach, whether you're a freshman or a sophomore. They just can't respond to you. So it's very important that your junior year, you're keeping track with all these important deadlines and dates. That way you understand when these college coaches are legally allowed to call you up, email you, text you, DM you. That is free game, right? So when you understand that deadline, it works both ways. You can DM, you can text, you can email, you can call up these coaches if you have their personal phone number, but also expect to be, bombarded sometimes. If you're a high level talent, bombarded with a few phone calls on those deadline dates. I'll never forget, I was in a mall in Orlando, I believe. I think I was with my sister and my mom. That deadline hit. And we were walking around the mall, and I think within the 2-hour span we were at the mall, I think I received probably a good 2, 3, 4 phone calls from, Florida State, from University of Florida, from other schools that I was interested in, Rice, University of Virginia. Those were a couple of them that were interested in me pre-deadline, open enrollment for these college coaches to be able to, contact me. It wasn't until I attended one of those perfect game showcases in East Cobb when I was pitching with FTB and I pitched extremely well. And guess what? That is that game that I pitched extremely well. That wasn't the first time that NC State coach watched me pitch. And guess what? A week later, I got to choose where I wanted to play college baseball. So the last step number 10 of things that we can be doing today to start working towards our goals and our dreams of playing college baseball is staying persistent and resilient. Guys, this isn't going to happen overnight. All overnight successes usually take around like 5, 10, 15, 20 years before they actually shine bright on the big stage. That's what it looked like for me. I mean, I didn't get drafted until I was 21 years old. I started playing baseball when I was 4 years old. I was consistent, working hard every single day. I was resilient with any type of setbacks or failures. Guys, I've had 2 major injuries in my professional baseball career, and I didn't just shy away and tell myself that, oh, it's over. No, that competitive mindset that I teach inside my academy will make you push to compete not only with yourself, but with all the obstacles that you face along the way. Guys, if you are a high school baseball player, if you're a parent, or if you're a coach and you want to work directly with me, go over to MendozaBaseballAcademy.com, learn a little bit more about me and my online academy.